Have you ever
Ruritania.
taken a bite of a hot dog and
But
paused to
why
think,
this name?
wait,
It
why
defies
dog?
all known
If
etymology
this were
for the
actually
region.
dog meat, the American food industry would have faced a century-long public relations crisis. And if it isn't, then who came up with a name that sounds just a little suspicious? The answer isn't found in a kitchen. It begins in a noisy football stadium in 1901, where a cartoonist saw steaming sausages and forgot how to spell. But to understand that accidental moment in history, we need to travel back several centuries. Back to Frankfurt, Germany, where people have been stuffing meat into animal intestines since the Middle Ages. In fact, the technique is far older than that. In Homer's Odyssey, nearly 3,000 years ago, there's a scene describing a man turning a length of intestine filled with fat and blood over a hot fire. That was sausage in its ancient form. Not because it was luxurious, but because it was practical. Meat scraps, trimmings, less appealing cuts all gathered, seasoned, and packed into a casing. A clever preservation method in a world without refrigerators. You could think of it as the food industry's early zip file. Compressed, stored longer. When waves of German immigrants arrived in America during the 19th century, they brought this food with them. And like every immigrant dish, it had to adapt in order to survive. On the streets of New York, vendors began pushing sausage carts through parks and fairs. A problem appeared immediately. Sausages were hot, very hot. Hold one directly, and you would burn your hand. And Americans liked to eat while walking. No one wanted to stop. Sit down and wait for it to cool. The solution didn't come from culinary artistry. It came from practicality. Someone had the idea to tuck the sausage into a soft bread roll. The bread acted as natural insulation. If you've ever held a cup of hot coffee in your bare hand and then wrapped it in paper, you understand the difference instantly. The bread was the first biological packaging.
The primary methods of
No
preservation
plastic,
before refrigeration,
no foil,
drying, and
completely
smoking.
edible. From that point on, a new structure was born. Long, soft, easy to hold with one hand. You could stand in a baseball stadium with 20. 0, 0, 0. People around you, one hand holding a beer, the other holding a hot dog,
That looks
and
incredible.
still
I'll
have
take one
enough
of each.
freedom to shout at the referee. If
Here's
there
your
were
sausage,
an award
enjoy
for
that.
ergonomic design for sports
Thank you. It
fans,
smells delicious.
this food would have won gold as early as 1,900. Then came the pivotal moment in 1901 at a football game in New York. Cartoonist Tad Dorgan noticed vendors shouting, "Dachshund sausages." The
go, enjoy that.
dachshund is a long-bodied
Thank
dog
you so
that
much. It
looks
looks amazing.
remarkably like a sausage. The problem? Dachshund isn't easy to spell. Even Germans sometimes hesitate for a second. Dorgan didn't have that luxury. He sketched a sausage-shaped dog inside a bun and casually wrote 2 words underneath, hot dog. A moment of laziness, a quick spelling shortcut, and the name stuck to American culture ever since. There was no marketing campaign, no strategy meeting, just a cartoonist who didn't feel like checking a dictionary. From there, the story grows even more interesting, because the word dog wasn't just a joke about shape. In the 19th century, people were highly suspicious of what went into sausages. There were no strict food safety standards like today, no detailed nutrition labels. Rumors spread that manufacturers could stuff almost anything inside. And dog sometimes functioned as a sarcastic jab at questionable meat quality. So the name carried a double tone, humorous, but slightly doubtful. It's a bit like buying something called mystery box. It sounds fun, but it also makes you raise an eyebrow. How did the dish overcome that suspicion? Partly through time, partly through habit, and partly through the environment in which it was consumed. Baseball
Dachshund
stadiums,
sausages.
fairs, street corners, places where collective emotion overpowers individual doubt. When 10,000 people around you are eating the same thing and no one collapses, you begin to think, it's probably fine. Gradually, the name hot dog stopped suggesting dogs altogether. It began to evoke summer, fireworks on the 4th of July, The crack of a bat in a stadium? Language quietly redefined itself. What started as a spelling shortcut became a national symbol. And if you look closely, this isn't just a story about sausage. It's a story about how culture forms from very human mistakes. A solution to avoid burning your hand. A quickly drawn cartoon. A word scribbled for convenience. Tiny decisions that assembled themselves into a global brand. The next time you hold a hot dog, try seeing it as a piece of history. 3,000 years of meat preservation. A century of immigration. One lazy moment in the stands. All fitting neatly in the palm of your hand. And if you enjoy stories where accidents turn into icons, perhaps next time we'll explore another food that was born simply because people hated burning their hands. Who knows? Your meal might contain more drama than you think.